You know, everybody does something happy on all these channels. What is it with the fucking happy, dude? What the fuck is it with the happy? Why is everybody so happy? What are you happy about? Right? What are you happy about, right? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, there's lots of ways to make money in the world. You can always make money. Money's not a problem. Money's something that they print every day. Why would we care about it? Why would we care that make it hard to make? Because this country doesn't have a gross national product. Why would we really think we have money anyway? So, you know, Carnegie started planning taking the steel mills out of here 100 years before he did. 100 years. Because he lost the court case. He lost the civil end of it, not the fucking... I never paid it. As far as I can see on everything I've read and checked out about it, but I'm planning on taking the steel mills out of here then. Right? Everything's 100 years into the future. And it's not even an age. You gotta figure out who your processor units are. And you know, the government ain't cool. They work on the law of uses. There's terminal land somewhere, woods. There's terminal land somewhere. They're gonna usurp it. No matter what. They're gonna usurp it. If there's terminal land somewhere, the government has a piece of it. They got an action in it. They got a law of uses in it. You try and use it, they'll try and terminate you. 1535, law of uses. How it is. Right? But what they do is, right, there'll be some kind of like lake in the middle of the woods. People go fishing at it. Maybe some people walk around it. And then these old fucks and these people that are afraid of their own shadow will say, well, I'm afraid to go back there, but I'd love to see it. Die. Because, see, a lot of times, those private places that people are afraid to go back to, there's a reason why that fear-mongering is there. People leave it there for reasons. Because there's people that live back there, or there's people that don't have any place to go. And they don't want the government. They don't care about the government. They don't care about government initiatives, government this, government that. They live on their own. In tents or in shanties or... Their home is Earth. Everybody has a home. And you know why you feel like you don't have a home on Earth? Why you feel like you have a disregard for private rights or disregard for human life? Do you understand that? Most people have a disregard for it. They think their lives are more important than anybody else's, or they should place their life in the way of someone else's. Just because you don't like it don't mean it ain't no good. Just because it don't work for you don't mean it ain't right. Always remember that. You should always remember that. But in the grand scheme of things, it is becoming a very socialistic place. People always are infringing on your freedoms. And I guess people don't want to be free. That's all I can figure. People don't want their lives the way they are. They want the better. They want to be the account. Well, I want people to stop infringing on me, okay? They declared war on me a long time ago. A long, long time ago they declared war on me. I'm 121 casualties in. Buried as pauper. I just don't get it. That's not a good enough reason to want to shunt your government. Why haven't they died? Why is Henry Kissinger still the fuck alive? He's one of the people that declared war on people. He's one of the people that made the seatbelt ticket. Do you know what a ticket? Do you know what a bill is? Like when a bill becomes a law, they write this bullshit up and they sell it. And the bill becomes a law because they have to pay a percentage to the investor. They pay a percentage to an investor. So when Henry Kissinger went over to Saudi Arabia and sold the seatbelt ticket to the sheiks, use our money, and we'll arrest anyone who isn't wearing a seatbelt forever and all, and you can take 26%. And we'll make sure it's around $6 million of our dollars a year, how many ever he planned on it being a year, on a basis average of his full country, pull over for seatbelt tickets, because it'll save lives. There is no proven evidence that seatbelts saved lives. None. People say all kinds of shit, but really go on and look. It could save a life, but chances are that 75 miles an hour into a truck, you're gonna fucking die. Or you're gonna be so fucking badly beat up wearing a seatbelt or not. But in all ways, shapes, and forms, Kissinger sold that bill. There's a lot of bills that get sold. All these laws. Every statute is a sold bill. A law. So they can collect money for the investor. That's all they fucking do. That's all this place is. It's how can we fuck over the slave to keep him in slavery longer? And I do get why they said you work like a nigga slave forever. Because it's not the black man or the white man that was the nigger. It was the government. And the way they worded it transformed it into them. It's not, has nothing to do with the color of the person or anything. It has to do with the status of the person. Fucked up. And this place is never going to get better. It's only going to get worse. They're going to only rope you, Eurotopia you, into doing their will forever. Because they're going to do unconscionable things as not United States citizens. Because no one sits on Congress as a United States citizen. They can't be. Because you had to have been a United States citizen. So that means there's a clarification of not being a United States citizen. But when I say things like this to people, somehow I'm an idiot. I'm wrong. You're stupid as fuck. I've heard that a couple times in my life. By people who are supposed to be more intelligent than me. I've had learning disabilities all my life because I can't learn like dumb fucks do. I see through the causality. There's always something telling me that's not right. That's not the way it is. Look it up, find it, figure it out. I don't read well because I read a lot though. I spend a lot of time in dictionaries and on my phone figuring out what words mean because I have to read all the time. I mismatch what I say sometimes. Sometimes I obliterate things because I've already thought it so many times in my head before I've said it. And it doesn't come out right. I don't know. But under the law of uses, if somebody's trying to use a piece of land, the government can take it over, kick you out of it. And in that, they probably have the right to, because people have been on the city's program so long, the government's program so long, that we don't even create Earth for ourselves anymore. You know, like Earth, the only thing that makes Earth is soil. Rock isn't Earth. Rock could have came from anywhere. It could have been so-called meteorite, could have been, rock could be compressed Earth. It could be from someplace else. It is not Earth. The only thing that's Earth is the things that can blow in the air. That is the only thing that's Earth. And you know what a dead giveaway to that is? When you're an electrician and you're grounding a house, if you hit the hammer more than twice in your 11 foot, 15 foot, whatever size grounding rod the job calls for, if you hit more than twice and the rod don't move, pick it up, move it again. Move it over. You're not on Earth anymore. And if you're not on Earth, you're not grounded. Well, a grounding rod does anything or anything anyway. Because if that was a true story that a grounding rod really did anything, a ship would have a grounding rod on it. But anyway, it's to disperse the energy back to the transformer, because all things return to its creator. Whatever transformed that energy from DC to AC current, direct current to alternating current, wherever that default in a system happens, it'll go down that grounding rod, go into the earth, and come back out of the earth looking for its creation. That energy, signal, frequency, vibration will go back to its creation. That's how you know everything returns to creator. Everything is an arc. You place everything in your arc. Everybody's an arc. I don't know. But anyway, they proceed to take this land, wherever it might be. It could be woods. They'll declare it a park. They'll pull their ass out of their hand and go, and have a shovel digging or ground breaking or some kind of government bullshit. Some kind of government bullshit that takes the earth away from you. And you've been pooping in the sewer systems. So really you don't have a claim to any earth probably 5 feet down. Because every town, everywhere, has been given their soil, all the people in it, back to the state. For the state to disperse of it. And if you give your return not back to your family, your return becomes not yours anymore. You feel me? Do you get me? Like, everything returns to the creator. Everything that leaves the ark returns to the ark, as long as return is given. But it's not. They're taking return. They're picking your trash up. Granted, most of the outside packaging is there, but what's not? The fruit and the food. Do you separate it? Do you throw your food, your earth back to your earth? Your trash back to your people? Back to the people who sold it to you? Fuck, they recycle newspapers, grind them back up, squeeze it all out. Don't pay nothing for it and give it back to you. You know what I mean? And they do it in the river. They take millions of ground up pieces of paper. Did you ever make paper before? Well, I've been on a lot of school trips, a lot of places. And yeah, I made paper. And you take it out in the river, and nets. And they swoop it up in the river. They don't even use. They use nothing of their own creation. They use all nature. Don't charge you again for the newspaper that you gave them to give back to you. Ain't got no cheaper. I don't know. It's a fucked up place out here, man. Yeah, nobody can listen to this. Nobody can hear nothing I say. I don't really care. Most of this world is pieces of shit. It's took a war on me. I see that. I know that. I understand that. I got it. I got it. It's a clearinghouse of me. I get it. 121 victims in the war that America started against me in 1973. And there was a time when I didn't give my return to the toilet. I didn't give my return to the state, county, or the above. But now it's almost impossible. As long as you live in a development, unless you got a piece of land where you can septicate yourself, then you're creating the earth like it should be created. You're not living in packagized materials where the return has to go back to the state. Just had return, or is to the state as what is to the state, and return what is to the earth, and always live cogently and free. And remember, the way somebody else is the way that person is. You have no right to classify, clarify, declassify, say anything about that person, because everybody gets a fucking turn. Man, people get mad at people in front of them. I'm like, do what? You don't want a turn? You don't want a turn? Well, your turn's over. What? You giving up your turn? There is no more where you don't get a turn and your big brother gets to skip you. You get a turn. You get a turn, dude. Everybody gets a fucking turn. Know that for sure. There's not a time on earth where everybody doesn't get a turn. You ever been lost before? Remember, that's your turn. Remember when somebody else is lost? That's their turn. Remember, be kind to people. Remember that the reflections of one is the life of another, and that could be you at any moment. Everybody's a hat string. One blind pull away from nothing to everything. From rags to riches can go from riches to rags, same way. Keep energy pouring to make everyone feel welcome on the earth. Because it's not your place to take shame or God in any others, but to only know that they are your brothers. Whatever color their skin can be, whatever shape their head is, whatever way they are going, they are your brother. Because we are all the same one. As to me, as to you, as to love is to die, as to bury is leaving the soup, disembodied, for all of us to be sad on this rock. And remember to take a shit outside once in a while so you leave some earth. Stop giving it to them so they stop taking it from us. You know? Take a shit outside. Leave some soil somewhere. So maybe you get some return. Thank you. Goodbye.